Hello there, Internet. How's it going? Welcome back to the show. Thanks for clicking on this one. My name is Pat Dan, and today we are here on Coolors, the color palette generator. It's a little fun challenge that I've sprung upon myself here today. I'm going to try and come up with something that fits in whatever colors we get, okay? Whether or not I use them all, whether or not I actually do what the challenge asks, that it's predefined, made up challenge that I've made for myself, we'll find out, okay? I just stopped and pitch black, dark khaki, two dark khakis. These are not the same color. Very far from it, in fact. So interesting that they have the same name. Cinnamon wood and toasted almond. Okay. These are so different. How are they the same? They're like, they're so far off from one another. This one's like so much more yellow and like obviously a lot lighter, but like apart from that, there's a lot of things that are wrong here. Okay, I've dropped our color palette into MS Paint. It low-key took longer than it should have. I was very confused by the interface. I'll admit it's not the most intuitive. They still clearly have some work to do on the MS Paint UI front. All right. Now, I do have no idea what this is giving me. It's like very camo, very green. We love green for sure. That's something that we enjoy over here at Pat Dan Central. And that is telling me that this is probably asking for us to give it our best treatment. Now, what does that mean? I'm thinking that the best we can do with these colors, I'm thinking like a bucket hat, a green bucket hat on an oldened gentleman who is also a fisherman. Are we seeing the vision here or are we not seeing the vision here? I'm seeing the vision here. I don't know that you need to see the vision here just yet. So as long as I'm seeing the vision here, we don't really need to worry about anything else, quite frankly, in my humble opinion. But that's kind of you know, that's kind of where we're at in our relationship. Is a little bit contentious. But I'm sure we'll get through this, you and I, this rough patch that we find ourselves in. Anyways, um, I've recently been doing a lot of content consumption, um, and I've been watching a lot of shows as background noise, which is usually how I consume most television programming. Um, and one that I had on recently, which I actually wasn't watching as background noise, very, very rare, very exciting. I know. You guys are like, holy crap, he actually watched something and paid attention to it. This is not something we hear about every day, especially on the Pat Dan channel. This is not something we hear about, period. So this is like a big, big, big moment for us. Um, and so you might be wondering, oh wow, he must have watched something really good. He probably watched like I don't know, like something awesome. Like what's a good movie that people like? Um um I literally couldn't tell you a single, like I don't know what is in the box office right now? Like Marty Supreme? I don't know. But you people who watch movies will probably have something on your mind right now. You're thinking of the name and screaming at the screen because I know my videos are very interactive in that sense. But um, you'll be surprised to hear, probably not actually. Um, you'll probably think exactly this is exactly what I expected of you when I tell you that the thing I was watching was the Eric Andre show, Adult Swim's hit interview series, um, and I was uh, I was enjoying it. I was really enjoying it. It might surprise you to hear it, but it's a funny piece of watch. I mean, I I'm kind of scared by Eric Andre, to be honest with you. He's like a real freak. The premise of the Eric Andre show, for those not in the know, is that it's kind of like a fake interview show. Like it's a fake talk show. Where they like present it to the guests as a talk show and they get like real celebrity guests, but they just like really make their experience like a living hell and like hit them with the worst possible circumstances you could imagine. Like the one thing that they do, I think that I heard in an interview, which you don't even like really know, just as a viewer watching it on screen, is that the temperature in the room is like cranked up to as high as it can go, which is just purely for like the fun of the game, I guess. Like they really just they love the thrill of the hunt so much that they put in the extra hours and are like, you know what, we're not just gonna make these guys go through like all this intense prankage that we've got. We're also just gonna make them like burning to the touch. Which is, I appreciate the attention to detail there because I, as a viewer, am honestly usually thinking, how hot is it in that room right now? And if the answer's not like 90 plus degrees, then I'm upset. Um, Ruins my viewing experience, quite honestly. So we've been saved on that front. I'm sure you'll be happy to hear. Anyway, Eric Andre kind of creates this character on the show. He presents himself as like this almost, I don't know, maniac. He's just kind of like a real weirdo, and he's very socially awkward, and he doesn't know how to talk to his guests, and like he just does really really weird stuff. Like there's this one recurring bit where he like, I don't know, he like goes on the street and just talks about ranch wearing like the most absurd set of, I wouldn't even call the things that he's wearing, I wouldn't even call them clothes, to be honest with you. It's just the most absurd twistings of fabric that you could imagine that a single person could put on their body. And um and he like harasses the general public, just the populace is at his whim. um there's something to that, kind of the first uh TikToker, on the street TikToker, I would say. Not it's not, that's a lie, not the first, but I'm just saying things that will make me sound a little bit more fun to you guys. I really care what you think, okay? I folded under zero pressure there, I'll admit. Uh, I, I'm not gonna hide from you guys, and I'll tell you the truth, okay? Anyways, uh, I was also watching like Eric Andre interviews. Whenever I watch anything, I always try to like, I don't even try to do this. I just do it. Like it's just what happens. I like dive further than the actual thing itself and like watch like the interviews and like figure out like who was you know who was behind all the different parts of it, and hear about the process just because it's like interesting. And so I was like watching some interviews with Eric Andre, and he was just like a normal guy, like off the show. Like when you see him on the show, if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. He's really insane. Like he seems like the kind of person that it would be impossible to be like even in a room with. Like it would be scary to you, the fellow human, like just sitting next to him. Um, but then you see him when he's like not in character, like not playing up the bit, and he's like the most bog standard man. Like he's just like a dude, and it's really odd to see him like out of character. I genuinely think he's a maniac. Like I think he's insane. The things, the things that come out of his mind, I assume he has like a a decently large role in and the idea process of writing the show, the things that he comes up with are just absurd. Like literally, you'd have to lock me in a room alone for 30 days straight to even get me to come close to the insanity that comes out of that man's head. Like legitimate insanity. It's bonkers. And I don't use that word lightly. Bonkers is a strong piece of language, I know. And you guys are probably like, whoa, taken aback by that. I didn't expect you to use that kind of foul expression on this here family program, but I have done it because it's appropriate in this particular case. Um, so I'm sorry if that startles you, but sometimes, sometimes it just makes sense to use the sensible language. Um, yeah, just wanted to share that guy with you guys. Steer clear of Eric Andre. He is a real weirdo. A real. I want to one day have like that level of like intense persona, like public facing persona, to where like it is genuinely frightening to see me on screen. And obviously I'd be on screen. Like obviously my future is famous film and television actor, known throughout the world for my grand exploits. And so I'd like at this point in my career, when I am a famous actor, which is very soon, so be on the lookout. I'd, I'd like to have like such a public image that the people are afraid to talk to me if they see me in public. They'd be like, "Holy crap, it's that weirdo." Like, are we safe? But like, little do they know, it's all true, for one, um, and also it's all not. You know. So that's a thinker there. You can sit on that one. Commentary on Hollywood is what that was. You know, it's all an illusion. Period. Okay, there we go. One thing that I've also been thinking about recently. This is a crazy, crazy thing to think about. Okay, so uh, just like prepare your mindscape for the feelings you're about to have, the emotions that are about to occur. Imagine like imagine human beings being perceived in the same way that like we look at other animals. Like just imagine. I'll I'll try and give you a bit of a peek into the crazy world that is my mind here. Um, like imagine being like a higher intelligence being, seeing humans and like equating them to like dogs or something, and being like watching us like congregate to like watch a concert or something like that. And these higher beings obviously have no need for music. They have no idea why you would ever express yourself that way. It's just weird to them. They've never done anything like it. And they see us like crowding around this person holding a thing to amplify the sounds that they make, and like speakers blasting sounds, and then them just like doing these freakish choreographed movements that make no sense. Like imagine being that imagine being that being. I don't know what we're calling this guy. Maybe we'll call him um Tanya is a good name. We'll call him, imagine being this Tanya figure and just like having no idea what the human culture is about. Like that would be crazy. Would it not? And like when you think about the fact that humans are just like the same, like humans are just animals, right? We're like all flesh and bone, just like anything else. Like when you watch a person just going about their day to day, right? And like doing normal things, Like the way we move is very weird. It's very odd. And like if you were an alien or like a step above us in on the evolutionary chain, you'd be like, what the frick is happening? And you'd be right to do so. And you'd be right to do. I'm here giving you permission. Um, because I know you were asking for it. Um, so I'm graciously granting you the power, much like the Queen to Tomater when he was knighted. Um, Sir Tomater, I should say. That did happen, right? That wasn't my imagination. I have like a vivid memory of Tomater being knighted at some point in the Cars franchise. If not, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I'll be patiently awaiting your response. I won't do the research myself. I actually have no access to the internet except for the upload to YouTube button. That's the one and only link to the outside world that I have. I'm trapped, in fact, alone here in a basement. They won't let me out. And the only way that I can communicate with the human race right now, hopefully I can get a promotion and this will change soon, but right now it's just the YouTube upload button. So I'm having a hard rough time over here, and any support would be much appreciated. Um, as you guys know, of course, all of that is true because it's a very well known fact on this channel. You guys are kind of here for the case study of a man left to his own devices. At least that's what I was told by the producers. Boom. All right. Well, I love a good fisherman. I really do. I love a good fisherman. My favorite character archetype, not maybe not my favorite, but one of my favorites is Dad from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Flint Lockwood's father. Uh, that's my favorite character archetype. Flint Lockwood's father. No, I really like characters who are like old and have thick eyebrows that through which you can't see their eyes. That's my favorite character design choice because it makes them seem like beyond this world. Like it as especially as a kid when you're watching Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, for me at least, the impression I got of this guy was like he's so much wiser than me. He's lived so many more years that like his eyes are being covered because I'm not worthy to see them. You know, like he doesn't even need vision. He's like living this earth, experiencing it at a level that I could never understand. He's developed a new sense that was replaced his sense of sight, such that his eyes are unnecessary, and he has made the stylistic choice to grow out his eyebrows. So, um, it just kind of it's a cool vibe, you know, that kind of mystery that it adds. And then when you see his eyes pop out, boy, is it like exciting. I'm like I'm like, "Whoa, hello there. Didn't know that we had a party going on." So, yeah. That's it's my favorite character archetype. Flint Lockwood's father. Tim. Is his name Tim? Tim and Sons Bait and Tackle or something like that. Is the name of their store, I believe. Something along those lines. Um, I remember things like that. I have a good knack for this kind of memory stuff. People tell me. One thing that I definitely remember about Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is that there was like a big Jello uh palace that Flint Lockwood goes inside and proceeds to jump on like much like a bouncy castle of sorts. And then every single time I've ever been in a bouncy castle, I think of that scene. I pretend that I'm Flint Lockwood and that I am jumping through a marble statue made of jello and putting the marble statue's head on my head. Um, so that's a piece of my character that really defines me. What about you guys? Anything crazy like that, or are you just normal people? I know I'm pretty freaky, you guys. Like that's pretty insane. I mean, I don't want to scare you off or anything, but I do have a couple quirks, you could say. So I'm a bit of a goofball, a bit of a silly guy. I'm known around these parts as the Silly Menace. Actually, that's my official title at this company. The Silly Menace of Operations at Patdan LLC. It is a limited liability corporation, of course. Um, and of course, as we can see, this guy looks like a freak. I'm just going to tell you right now, that was not on purpose, not intentional. And this is, I think, probably the worst MS Paint thing that I've done ever. Not just on this channel, but like ever, period. Uh, Stop. That's it. So I'm glad you guys were able to witness this. I'm glad that this is out for the world to see. Or likely possible truth. I may have just kept this one in the vault because I was so embarrassed by the result. I usually I choose what to upload based on the result of this artwork. Is it good enough to interface with the public, as well as the quality of the banter. So if you think this banter has been bad, boy, you have yet to see the rest of the vault. Okay, if that ever comes to light, let's just say I don't think you'll be my fan anymore because there will be no man to be a fan of once I get the electric chair for all of my ragingly radical political takes. That's right. I am a very controversial figure. And I just want you guys to know that. This is one of those things where I don't like the way this looks at all. And so I'm like, if I keep going, it will come together. Something will happen. It will get better. I swear. And I'm trying to convince myself of that. And in doing so, I'm just keep piling on dog shit onto something that is already dog shit. We're creating a kind of shit stew here. Anyone who's worked closely with dog shit, well aware, piling on more does not usually help the issue. Just like on a typical occasion. I'm sure there are exceptions to that rule. This is not one of them. In any case, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so very much for your time. I've been Pat, and you've been great. And until next time, kick rocks, pal. I'll see you later. Bye bye.